No, but I'll tell you a coincidental story. Just before I met her, I met a young woman who was about a year older than I was, and I went to an all-boys school. And at the end of the sophomore year, they would put on a dance, and you had to bring a girl to the dance.
Mm-hmm.
And I met this girl in the neighborhood, and I liked her. She was attractive. So I asked her if she would accompany me to the dance, the prom, that our school, which was all boys, held, and she would be my date. And she said yes. And I was very happy. And a few times I'd bump into her before the prom and remind her that we had this date. And the day of the prom, I went to her home, which was walking distance, and I knocked on the door, and her mother answered. And I said, is, whatever her name, Gail home? And she said, Gail? No, she went out a while ago. I said, well, when do you think she's coming back? And her mother said, I don't think she's coming back for the night, because that's the impression I have. I said, well, I'm here to pick her up. She said, well, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So I was really devastated. And my one date for the prom, gone. So I walked around the corner, and we had cousins living around the corner. And I rang the bell to the apartment. And my 19-year-old cousin, I was 16, my 19-year-old cousin, a very attractive young woman, happened to be in the apartment.
If you notice, all young women are attractive.
Well, nowadays, all young women are attractive. Even old women were attractive. Anyway, I walked in, and she took over and looked at me, my cousin, and said, what's wrong? And so I told her about having been stood up at this prom date, and I was very disappointed. And she said, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And 5 minutes later, she turned to me and said, you know something? We're going to the prom. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, I'm a girl. Just give me a few minutes to change my outfit, and I'm going to be your date. And she did. And she was wonderful, because most of the girls were 15 and 16 years old, and she was 19 and mature, but she behaved beautifully. She mingled with the 16-year-old girls, and we danced, because we had danced together on other occasions, and had a wonderful, wonderful time. Went out for ice cream afterward, and, you know, went home. And when she was 90 years old, 2 years ago, and we were in Florida, and where they made a party for her, I told that story because it was very meaningful. You know, she really was very grown up about it, and saved the night for me. Unfortunately, she just passed away. But that's a true story.